Killing babies is wrong.
The fetus isn't a baby.
It's just a clump of cells.
Yes, a human clump of cells.
The fetus might be human, but it doesn't have personhood until
when?
Until it's born. It's not a full person until it's born.
Why not a month before, or a day before, or seconds before?
What makes the birth canal a portal of personhood?
It's consciousness that gives them personhood.
What about people who are sedated,
asleep,
or in a coma?
It's survivability.
Fetuses can't survive on their own.
Nobody can survive on their own.
Next, you'll be aborting teenagers because they can't pay rent.
You can't give them personhood status based on an arbitrary point in development.
And you think conception is less arbitrary?
Yeah, because it's the first instance of our unique genetic code.
But if you had to save 5 zygotes or a newborn, you'd save the newborn.
Obviously.
Then you'd consider a newborn more valuable than a fertilized egg.
I'd save the newborn over 5 adults too, but that's not because I think adults should be killed.
Is it possible that personhood develops gradually as the person develops the characteristics that make them worthy of moral consideration?
Isn't it possible you're just saying that to make killing babies more ethically convenient?
Abortion isn't done out of convenience. It's done to spare the mother.
From what?
Buyer's remorse?
From suffering.
But women suffer psychologically from having abortions.
No more than they suffer from having babies against their will.
Or having to give it up for adoption.
Not to mention the suffering of the child growing up in a one-parent household.
I'm not sure killing someone to mitigate their suffering is a good argument.
People have been killing weak or infirm babies since the dawn of humanity.
Our ancestors did a lot of terrible things that we shouldn't mimic.
Even if abortion is murder,
it's justified.
The fetus is like a parasite that feeds off the mother's body.
Her body, her choice.
Why doesn't the baby get a say over what happens to its body?
It didn't choose to be alive either. No matter what you do to a fetus, it's going to be against its will.
Hey, baby.
Yeah?
Are you enjoying your life?
Well, I don't remember what it's like to not be alive, but I'm glad I'm here.
It's inherent in all life to want to live. Men and women just have to take responsibility for the life they invite into the world. Women don't choose to get raped.
Punish the rapists then, not the babies.
All of us get punished when an unwanted baby is born.
Because hurt people grow up and hurt
We can't kill people for who they might become.
But we can't expect people to just stop having sex.
We have the pill.
The same pill that causes stroke, cervical cancer, and mental illness.
But it's thanks to that pill that women even have the freedom to pursue the careers that make them less willing to become mothers.
But the hormonal changes alter women's mate preferences.
So right when they get off the pill, they find themselves pregnant with the baby of a man they're no longer attracted to.
Okay, then just use condoms.
Who wants to make love through a plastic bag?
Not to mention the unhealthy chemicals that condoms put on your skin.
What is wrong with celibacy?
There are several reasons to have sex that have nothing to do with procreation.
We drive for all sorts of reasons, but we still have to pay for speeding tickets.
Having a child is simply the natural cost of getting pregnant.
Dying is the natural cost of getting sick, and yet doctors still try to prevent it.
Abortion can spare a baby with a terminal illness days, weeks, or years of suffering.
None of these reasons are the norm.
Most people are just too selfish to give up their place in the center of the universe.
They aren't selfish. They just don't have the financial, medical, or educational support to be mothers.
Just give out abortion permits to people who can prove their conditions are bad enough.
Whether they get approved for a permit or not, they're still going to get an abortion.
Banning it simply forces women to resort to illegal backrooms, abortion pills, and coat hangers.
Roe v. Wade didn't improve the amount of illegal abortions either.
But it did help with overpopulation.
What overpopulation? Fertility has dropped below replacement level.
Which means there's going to be a ton of old people with no young people to run society.
You can't force women to have babies.
But we can at least incentivize having children by providing aid and tax breaks.
Just make the fathers pay more child support.
So men have no say over whether or not the child gets aborted. But if it's born, they have to financially support it.
They're not the ones who have to grow it inside of them.
If women get physical autonomy, men should at least get financial autonomy.
But then men who don't want to pay will just coerce women into getting abortions they don't want.
But that's the same as women forcing men to pay for babies they
Men
don't
shouldn't
want.
be deciding what happens to women's bodies.
It's not just her body.
You
You don't have to
me.
like abortions to be against the ban on abortion. Any woman given the choice would rather avoid pregnancy altogether, but they don't often have that choice. Instead of fighting circularly over the comparative value of 2 lives, we could be investing in healthy and safe contraceptives, provide financial and medical aid to young mothers, and protect against rape and abandonment. Only once women have full autonomy over pregnancy can we hold them responsible for the human life that grows inside of them. Our obsession with the morality of abortion isn't saving the lives of women or babies. It's distracting us from creating a world where abortions are completely unnecessary.